Lots of small and a couple of bigger news right here, right now. Greetings Rommies and welcome to Rum, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Thanks to all those who come here often, especially those who subscribe, and even more to our patrons. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. For once, this will be a rather short news video. While we have lots of news, they are mostly short ones and we would have had to really blow up and pad to make the segment longer than half a minute. I know some people can talk for hours without saying nothing. Many of them end up in politics or as YouTube influencers, whatever the f an influencer is. But that's not us. No chaff, all usable. Let's get to it then. GT Sports servers will be taken offline by the 31st of January, thus closing the GT Sports story for the bigger part of it, which was multiplayer. Without the servers, you won't be able to buy new cars, take the games, driving tests, use the photo mode, or even save your progress. Or of course, race against each other. And don't bother expecting Sony to listen to you. They don't care about their customers after getting their money. They never have, and I'm sure they never will. It's a company that has never cared for after-sales support. This reminds us we don't own the games, and even if some of you pay monthly to Sony PlayStation so you can multiplay, you're SOL. Go play something else or buy a PC. The Toyota LMP1 has been confirmed for Le Mans Ultimate with footage of it driving at Portimao, but there's worse places to get that footage, so I'm not protesting. The presence of Maurice Hebeka, CEO of Rennsport, in our podcast has been moved by them to a not clearly defined point in the future whenever they have their newest roadmap ready. The date of recording has been moved by Rennsport so many times, we're not giving you any date anymore, as they are as reliable with this as Razer is with their scheduling. We're not happy about this broken promise and have let Rennsport know accordingly. But you may be happy if you want and get one of the jobs Rennsport and Simukube have to offer. Rennsport is looking for a senior QA manager, while Simukube are searching for something definitely less technical: a controller. Links to each of the job listings in the description of this video. Oh yeah, Dakar Desert Rally still exists, and while almost nobody seems to be playing it on PC, it may be big on consoles. What do I know? In any case, they've brought out what they call USA Tour Update instead of the Dakar Rally 24 that ends today. Felicidades, Carlos Sainz. The USA Tour Update is no official rally, just some stages in reimagined landscapes. This is something they bring as DLC. Free for those who own the Season Pass, and the last DLC included there for everybody else, available only after paying €10 USD. And while it looks nice enough, I wouldn't know how it feels as my Simukube base is still not supported, and always having to bring out my G29 from storage is not something I'm willing to do for this game. I'll test it once more though, as they release patch 2.1 together with the DLC, even if they don't say anything about adding support for wheel systems in their very short patch notes. See the link in the description for the thin detailed list. Also, be advised that according to Saber, this is the last time they lay hand on the code. According to a posting by them on Xitter, there are no more planned updates, including patches or fixes, as of now. A pity this game dies such an early and dirty death, as it could have been great. Oh well, hopefully the next one's done by people who know what they are doing. There's a new buzz making the rounds in sim racing, and that's this package by Turtle Beach. We don't have much information about it, but it brings a direct drive base, a fixed wheel with an LCD display and magnetic paddles, load cell pedals, and even a button box, all for the price of $650 US. Sounds like a sweet deal. From the looks of it, and we are wildly guessing here, this is either rebranded Thrustmaster system, which would make it a sweet deal for sim racing beginners at that price. On the other hand, it could be a rebranded PXN, which is much less of a sweet deal and rather something to avoid altogether. For those who don't know the company, Turtle Beach makes cheap products which don't have the quality of, say, Cube Controls or ImSim, but are a good choice if you are price conscious. You get what you pay for and it'll hold up for long enough for you to know if you want to go deeper into the rabbit hole and come to the light side of the force. We got cookies. To the surprise of really nobody, IndyCar has sold their sim racing license to iRacing after Motorsport Games dropped the ball royally with regards to IndyCar 24. Anything having to do with IndyCar on iRacing can officially be called IndyCar once again. The IndyCar content will be available in iRacing as it was before the whole MSG thing, and people will be able to set up events and leagues. To be clear, this is not going to be a separate sim like IndyCar 23, then 24 was supposed to be. No official IndyCar series on iRacing either. A separate sim would have been a shut up and take my money situation for me, but well, it was not meant to be. Whoops, this came unexpected. Automobilista 2 has moved to 1.5.5.2. Yesterday, Razer released their patch. Together with this, they are phasing out the Automobilista 2 plus Season Pass 2020-2022 bundle and exchanging it with the all-inclusive bundle, which is something like the premium pack on Race Room. You get everything that has been published as DLC until that moment. The DLCs within the bundle will be available 15% cheaper than the original price of the DLCs, and we suppose the price may go down when a Steam sale is happening. Moving on to the update, of course, tire treads on slicks have been updated for a ton of car classes, just like it happens in almost every update. But also a bunch of classes got new wet tire treads. The details, as always, following the link in a description. LMDH cars saw a slight increase of brake torque on F High-Tech Gen 2 cars. You can now choose medium compounds, and the baseline pressure on GT3 Gen 2s and LMDH cars has been adjusted. AI cars now react sooner to lapped cars, the racing lines got redone for a bunch of tracks, and the refueling behavior got changed in endurance races. Tracks! Le Mans now has more 3D marshals and a lot of small corrections. Kansai, Interlagos, Hockenheim and Monza got LED flag panels, and Kansai and Hockenheim got a new parking place for the safety car. And some cars got minor graphic corrections. No revolutionary update this time, just a small evolution making this sim even better.